I would appreciate if we see these differences as spices, because we as a people.
Bar.
I like how she used
That
spices.
was a bar.
I like how she used spices.
Come on, man.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video.
Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction.
Facts.
Super excited about this video. Hope it's not hostile.
Hey, it is what it is.
But if you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Africans see African Americans as Africans. You're going to have people that say, oh, Africans don't see African Americans as Africans. They see us as foreigners. I've been to the African continent. I've lived on the African continent. I studied at the University of Johannesburg for an exchange program. One of the questions I was constantly asked was, where are you from? I'd say, the United States. They would ask me, where are you really from? They're implying an African country. Because as a black American, when you are on the African continent, Africans don't know you're from the States until you start speaking. They assume you're just another African. So I would have to say a region in Africa because I'm not sure, because of the slave trade. But because we as African Americans, as well as Afro-Caribbeans and those in the diaspora, are black, we blend in.
And what this beautiful brother is saying right now is facts. To us, when we see you, you are just another African. If you are in Nigeria and we see you, to us, you are just another Nigerian going about your business, going about your day. And if you're in Ghana, it's the exact same thing. They're just going to think you are just another Ghanaian that's going about your day. I am presently in Kenya, and Kenyans don't even know I am not Kenyan until...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that goes back to that conversation. The young lady who had went to Ghana, and she was like, I love being in Ghana because I'm not looked at as a black woman. Because she's from the States, meaning that whenever she goes to a certain location, she's going to get looked at as a black woman.
Right.
And like my man was saying, you blend in. You know what I'm saying? Until you speak and they hear your lingo, then they'll be able to identify how, you know, if you're from the States or not. So it makes total sense. Though.
Yeah, I have a comment. I don't really know how this comment will go. I don't know what to think about it. You know, I would look, going somewhere you're not a minority, after being a minority all of your life, I don't know what that feels like. I want to know what that feels like. But because in America we're told to, you know, they characterize us. And I want y'all to understand, African Americans are not the only ones who's characterized.
Facts.
Asian American. Everybody is characterized. We all have to check a box of what we are, right? Now, in the recent years, it's not so much of, you know, whatever American anymore. It's white, black, Asian, Hispanic, and now they have other, right? But anywhere overseas, Asia, anywhere overseas, people look at Americans as American. Going to Africa and seeing them say, oh, you're just another African, of course, you know, we all know that there's cultural differences.
Right.
But to be viewed as just, you're one of us.
Off the rip.
Yeah. Like that would make me feel like, bring me to my grandmother.
Right. Where's her house?
Bring me to my grandmother.
Nah, facts. That makes sense.
You know, like for real. So it's like, regardless of where we go, it's like when we go overseas, we'll be looked at as one of a group and not a part of a subgroup. You know, like it's
nah,
again, I know what I'm trying to say. It's just the emotions in me of hearing that is still kind of fresh, and especially it's too much. It's too much.
what you saying makes a lot of sense. Trust me, because any other where culture-wise, we're gonna get looked at as an American.
Yeah.
Hands down, you can't beat that. But the second you go to African, that's my first time hearing this as well.
Right.
That's why I was able to relate so quickly with it, because I heard another lady say that I'm not looked at as a black woman. Anywhere else, you're looked at as a color, or you looked at as your location where you're from. Here, you're like, oh, you're African until you speak.
You're one of us.
You're one of us.
Yeah.
Facts. That's big.
That's beautiful.
I open my mouth and my Nigerian accent comes out and they're like, oh, you're Nigerian. They think I'm one of them. So because you look like us and we look like you would blend in pata pata. Just take a look at this beautiful brother on the screen. He just told us he's an African-American man, but brother can pass for an Igbo man.
This is why I don't like this whole African versus African Americans versus Afro-Caribbean. Y'all acting like if we dropped y'all in Nigeria, if we dropped y'all in Haiti, if we dropped y'all in the Bahamas, that they finna know you from the States. Yeah, when you start talking, they're gonna know, okay, he has an accent, where is he from? But until that point is asked, you just another African person walking around in the society. Just like you got this debate between African American culture, Afro-Caribbean culture, and African. Like we don't exchange from one another.
Right.
But
like you a black American ain't
But you know, if the shoe's on the other foot, if someone come from Africa to the United States, we look at them as African, of course, but from what we go through, you're black.
Yeah, you
and
know, be grouped with us.
you're instantly put into that group of the people, and like you don't get looked at any other way. But you know what I'm saying?
This made me think of something.
What you got?
It's not a good memory.
Oh man!
But it made me think of something like a person. I don't remember exactly where I was, but I was talking to a person.
I don't know if I'm ready for this, y'all.
And the person said, like, the person was an American, and they were talking about a topic with me, and I gave my perspective. And y'all know I'm an analytical thinker, so I try to, give a broad perspective.
Right.
And they were like, I like you. You're not like the other blacks, or you're not like, like the Africans. Like, that's what they said. And I looked at her like, baby, what you mean? Like, no. Just because we're both American does not mean that I'm gonna side with you now.
Yeah.
Like, no.
That conversation is one of those where you got to put into your mind that, just because not all. How they said it? I gotta say
not all skin folk
is your kinfolk.
Yeah.
Facts. Not all skin folk your kinfolk. So you gotta be mindful of people like that. You feel me? So,
yeah. Not all skin folk is your kinfolk, and not all. Wait, what would I say? Not all American folk is your American folk.
Yeah.
How about that? Something like that. That's corny.
Today, we're gonna leave that out there. That was a corny, but it's gonna fly today.
African, but you eating yams and okra all the time. You an African who said we ain't got no connection with African Americans, but you listening to hip hop and Afrobeat. You say you ain't Afro-Caribbean, but some of your ancestors come from the Barbados and Haiti, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. Well, Jabari, we weren't born there. We aren't from there. They're gonna know we're different. Yeah, just like a black person from Mississippi is different from a black person in Ohio. A black person from the Bronx is different from a black person who's from LA.
No lie.
A black person from Enugu is different from a black person in Kano.
Guys, I am so sorry, but I had to chime in right here, guys. I had to, because the Enugu and Kano reference is so random. I never would have thought, guys. This right here just shows that brother knows a good bunch about the country Nigeria, okay? Because non-Nigerians don't go about mentioning Enugu and Kano in conversations. Like, no. You would hear Lagos, you would hear Abuja, you probably would even hear Port Harcourt, but Kano, Enugu,
A black person from Johannesburg is different from a black person from Cape Town.
Quite frankly, I love how he's going about addressing this particular rhetoric of how we are not the same, right? Using different places and how people from those places could differ in one way or the other from people who are from another place, right? So I am from the southern part of Nigeria, and honestly, I am not exactly like the people who are from the northern part of Nigeria, right? We are all Nigerians, we are all African, but we have, some differences. But the problem is when we pick on those differences and we use them to tear ourselves apart. Like I have said in different videos before, I would appreciate if we see these differences as spices, because we as a people,
Bar.
I like how she used
That
spices.
was a bar.
I like how she used spices.
Come on, man. And I was going to say, my term was going to be, we are unique. You feel me? We all have so many different talents that we all use for certain things. But she said spices.
Yeah. So, this makes me think how, y'all know on the channel a lot, we always emphasize that we're from the South. And we say that because, let's just say, Americans, from north, south, east to west, we all think differently.
Yeah.
We all have our own perspectives. We all have our own, societies, cultural differences, right? So people, let's say Louisiana, a good one, right?
That's a fact.
Especially if you're viewing our channel from Louisiana, you know what I'm about to say.
Okay.
People from the north and the south of Louisiana think totally different.
Come on through.
We behave totally different, but at the end of the day, somebody come for Louisiana, we all gonna say, we from Louisiana, we gonna band together, right?
Facts, stand
but
up,
like, there's this little joke that say, I'm not from the north. I'm from I-10, and that's a highway that goes a part of the whole southern Louisiana. So I like how they did that.
Yeah, it's a nice angle.
Definitely.
we are like spices, and there is so many things we have to offer, things that comes with our differences.
Yes.
You know how when you are making a meal, you have to spice the meal so the meal comes out tasty. So you bring different spices, all of them having different flavors, different feels, and different taste, and then you put them all together, and that's how you come up with this beautiful, tasty meal that blows taste buds away. The point is, yes, as a people, we have our differences, but that's not a problem at all. It's actually beautiful that we are different. So rather than focus.
So I gotta say it because she's talking about spices. You know how some spices do have that very loud, spicy taste to your mouth, and then you have those mild spices that still complements the whole dish.
Yes.
You can put a whole bunch of those in there, and it's not gonna do too much of that. But you can't put too much of the loud spice. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like everybody has a very unique thing about themselves, man, and one complements the other if it's put in the proper, like if it's mixed in there correctly. Like if people really start to acknowledge how they operate, it all comes together.
And together, you're making the meal.
A big old meal.
Together, you're bridging the gap.
Big old
It's
gap.
not just
Facts.
the Demouchets React bridging the gap. It's y'all in the comment section bridging the gap as well, especially when y'all commenting back and forth to each other and, helping each other understand, because we can't get to all the comments every day. So, like, yeah.
I just love, and shout out to our commenters though, all out fam. I just love how you guys keep it, chilled and happy, and y'all really conversate between one another, and the conversations be like family. You feel me? Y'all really get going in there. And y'all really start talking, start informing one another. Yeah. It's fire.
Y'all make us proud.
Yep.
On the little differences that we have here and there, we could use our differences to our collective advantage. So just like spices, if we choose to come together, we could make such a beautiful and tasty delicacy. It's up to us.
Quit the unnecessary divisions. Africans see African Americans as well as other members of the diaspora as Africans. That don't mean it's kumbaya. It means we are part of the African family, whether or not you live on the continent or abroad. I will go even further and say African American, along with Afro-Caribbean and Afro-Latino culture, all are a part of African culture. They are subsets unique to their own circumstances.
And they are.
Yeah.
I truly believe they are. That's why every time someone says that blacks in America don't have a culture, how we don't have a culture? We are the culture. You again, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. You can't talk about American history unless you talk about black history.
Come on through. Yeah.
Okay? This us. This us over here. And who was us before the modern day 2023 us? The people who came from Africa. The people we are descendants of. No, they couldn't bring their yams. No, they couldn't bring their royal regalia and all that.
Come on now.
They couldn't bring their attire. They couldn't bring, their traditions of, how they got married. But they had to tweak that thing. And they created a culture in America.
Right.
How
all them
we
spices.
speak. Exactly. How we speak, how we cook, how we dress. The morals we have, the values we have.
Facts.
All of that came from the people we are descendant of. Now, I can't speak to like specific things that the Caribbean blacks, have, because I'm not from there. But the same applies to them as well. That was just a stop from the boat. We not control of that. It's all like subgenres. No, we can't say we are from the Zulu or the Igbo or
Nah, we're working on it.
We can't say we're from
working
the
on it.
Ashanti tribe. No, I mean tribe. We from the American tribe. We from the Bahamas tribe. We from the Honduras tribe. That's our tribe.
Facts, for real.
Okay.
And y'all can rep your culture. Because that's what makes African culture special.
Guys, what this gentleman is saying is what I keep saying. He's an African American, and he's saying when you come to the motherland of Africa, we see you as Africans. Of course, yes, if you open your mouth, we'll know that you have a British accent, you're from Britain, or you have an American accent.
I'm telling y'all right now. When we come up there this summer, well, y'all winter, but our summer. When we come up there, I'm not gonna talk. This gonna be me.
You ain't gonna talk.
No.
She gonna be mouthing.
No.
She gonna go off. I'm telling you, she wanna conversate with everybody.
No, I'm not. They gonna know that I'm American.
I mean, either way, if you don't speak or not, they're gonna know. But we know how to accent our we know how to make our words come off as it comes off. But I don't think it will be all that though.
I'm saying like the people who don't know us, like our supporters, like if we go in the store and they talking to them, be like,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna
facts,
take
facts,
out that
facts.
Google Translate. I'm gonna put it to my ear and I'm gonna try to say it.
From America, but then we still know that you're African. If you don't open your mouth in the continent, we see you like any other person on the continent of Africa. And I just want to let you know, guys, like most of our parents, our grandparents actually, when you come and meet them, they will literally start crying because they'll be shocked. They know that you're their children. They know you're their descendants. They just can't access you. They can't travel to access you. And also, African people in general, the majority were denied their true history. We mostly study more about Europeans or colonizers than our own history. So we only study crumbs on ourselves. So when I come here and I'm like, we both need healing as Africans and as African descendants. And I don't want everybody to think I only want to talk about African Americans. No, I'm talking about every African descendant in Europe, in Asia, in North America, in South America, everywhere. That's what I'm talking about in the Middle East, So don't feel offended when we come here and we say you need to connect with the motherland.
This reminds me of the letter.
It does.
If you have not watched the reaction we did on the letter,
yeah, you gotta go check it out.
I'm gonna try my best
Man.
to have it linked in the pinned comment.
Everybody's on
at
the
the
edge of their
bottom.
seats on that one.
But guys, if we don't have it linked, drop that link of our reaction to that video so that they can hear it.
Yeah, they hit home though. She said that in the mouthful. I feel like the mothers and the grandparents of the land will have that emotional moment. Like you gotta think about it with our great grandmothers when it comes from slavery times. You know what I'm saying? If we can speak up with them about how history was before us, they can get very emotional behind it because the connection. So with the disconnect from us not being able to come to Africa, then we finally do and they see us. There's like, yo. Y'all been missing. Y'all been missing, and we love y'all. We want to love on y'all.
And look, y'all know I'm a history buff. I want to visit y'all grandmothers. I'm so serious. I want to visit because I know y'all are big on like oral history. I need to hear it. I need to hear it. Seriously, especially. I just need to hear it.
Yeah, bro, we should respect our elders, 100%.
I'm gonna be like, Mama.
I feel like we do that.
Teach me how to cook.
And that's how it is, though. And that's part of our culture when it comes to our elders and elderly people. We show them like the respect that we know we're supposed to show them because I mean that's just how we're raised. Facts.
We just need you guys to come and see the home, your home. And I just really want to appreciate everybody that is putting in the effort to talk about our history, but I still want us to talk about our future, our development, our unity, our love. I want us to talk about things that are going to develop us too, and not just focus on the history of ourselves,
Right.
of our ancestors.
Definitely.
Let's also break the chains of pain and trauma and, start talking about empowerment of us as Black people. I'm so glad that we are having these conversations because both of us, Africans and African descendants, need healing. We need to heal. We need to love each other. We need to connect. We need to intermarry. We need to connect to the motherland. We need to invest in the motherland because remember, when Africa thrives, every Black person thrives. Africa is the only continent that has majority of Black people. So wherever you are, you're seen as an African. So let's rise up, unite. And I love you guys. Happy New Year.
I'm not one to tell people how they should identify or if they should claim their Africanness. Like, honestly, do you? You are still a brother and a sister. But if you are a Black person and you do not consider yourself to be African, trust me, you are still a brother. It doesn't matter to me. I'm saying this because I do not want you to think that the next clip that's going to come on is me forcing an identity on you. But I do want to share the clip anyways.
I am not African American. I am a Black American. Ilo Zumba. Ilo Zumba. Ilo Zumba. How many times did I call you? 3 times. Ilo Zumba, my brother. Listen to me very well. A Bengal tiger born in China is a Bengal tiger. Born in India, it's a Bengal tiger. In Russia, it's a Bengal tiger. In North America, it's a Bengal tiger. In Africa, it's a Bengal tiger. You are a Bengal tiger, my brother. But now, because you are born in North America, you come here and you say, me, I'm not a Bengal tiger. Me, I'm a Jaguar. Okay, Mr. Jaguar, let me address you. Here you are, disproving our idiom in Africa where we say gray hair is a sign of wisdom. Maybe you dyed your hair now, Ilozumba, but you are embarrassing us. Why are you saying this?
Wait a minute.
I feel like, even if she haven't mentioned that he was like the forcing of the what he's speaking on, I wouldn't even get that thrift. Like,
Right.
he's just basically saying, if you put an eagle egg inside a hut with a whole bunch of chicken eggs, somebody gotta say you're an eagle. I'm a chicken. No, you're an eagle. No, I'm a chicken. Okay, bro, be a chicken.
Right.
Dude.
Right. I have something to say about that. You know I got something to say about that.
Yeah, I
because
feel
when
like-
we posted the letter, guys, y'all would have sworn that someone sent our letter to a hate group.
Oh yeah. Our comments was going crazy. It's like going straight to the left with it. We didn't understand where that came from. It was a storm.
As for me and my family, we are African Americans. Okay? If you want to say that you are whatever you are, so be it.
Yeah.
I personally believe that that's half of the truth, given the history of our country.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I have studied a lot of what y'all claim that we are. You can't tell us what we are.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe you are something, fine. You'll never hear us say that you are this and what you're thinking is wrong. So don't do that to us. And don't do that to the people in our comment section.
Thinking before the people. At least if we're doing this in the barbecue, with Danny and them, it wouldn't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Listen, my brother. You cannot escape being a Bengal tiger because this world will remind you of being a Bengal tiger.
Every single time.
I've heard some brothers and sisters as well in the diaspora, like in the United Kingdom, because now they drink high tea and eat sandwiches with the crust cut off, saying, me, I'm a British citizen, I'm not an African. Ikechuku, we know you. I will call your name on the London Bridge. We know you now. Why are you denying us?
No, you're not.
Because now we're sitting here drinking curry. Now you are eating, what is that thing, fish and chips in the UK. Now you think you are better than us. Don't do these things, guys, now. You are embarrassing us. We are trying to create a seamless way that we as Africans, wherever we are brothers. But you keep denying us. Aye, man, guys, no, don't do this. You are an African. You are a Bengal tiger wherever you go. Have a lovely day, my brother.
The point is...
Oh, no, wait, sister. Okay, so with that, I felt everything he said. But I also feel like people who were raised outside of the African continent are looked down on because of the things that we are accustomed to.
Well, not 100%.
Why
Like
not?
50% of the chance.
No, not everybody.
Yeah, not everybody.
Not everybody.
But that's just from the things that we've been fed since child.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely.
We can't run around it until we wake up and grow up and start to relearn everything that we never knew.
Yeah, but also like we can't feel bad for the things that we're accustomed to
Facts,
as well.
that's
Like
true.
he was
Yeah,
saying, you're eating fish and chips. I think he said
The British way, something like
yeah,
that.
like it's like people of African descent who are raised outside of the continent, it's like a tug of war. Like we want to, appreciate what we are accustomed to, and we also want to learn, the African culture that
True.
was stolen from us. So it's like a tug of war,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
We as Africans, dear brothers and sisters in the diaspora, we claim you and we love you. Whether or not you identify as African, it doesn't matter. In our eyes, we see you as African. It's just natural that we see you that way. Do not feel like we're trying to force an identity on you. It's just how if I think of you, I think of an African too. I'm not going to say it because I do not want you to feel like I'm forcing an identity on you, but in my mind, I feel that way, you get. And I respect how you identify, but this is how we feel deep down, really. This is how we feel. I have said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I absolutely love how we as a people, both here on the continent and in the diaspora, are using social media to bridge the gap, right? How we're using social media to connect with one another, share stories, experiences, and have conversations that's bringing us together as a family is absolutely beautiful, and I'm here for it. There is power in social media, and honestly, I am so happy watching the youth harnessing the power in the media and using it in a very positive way, in a very positive light. We are changing the narrative. The ball is already rolling, and this ball is rolling in our favor, and this ball cannot be stopped. It would only get better from here, surely. So I came by this conversation on TikTok, and I wanted to join in on the conversation as well as sharing this conversation with you guys as well. So let me know down below in the comment section what you think. And yeah, this is my very first video for the year 2023. I want to say a very big happy.
Yes, go check out her channel, guys. That was a nice conversation.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad it was
A little different.
in this conversation as well. You know what I'm saying? My guy broke it down, fairly well. And then the gentleman at the end is like, regardless of how much you don't want to be an African, it's there for you already. Like, you can't deny it. You can, but the truth is, the paperwork, everything, history says what it is. So you're that.
Yes, exactly. This was a good conversation, guys. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below.
Yep.
Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Sending your reaction request through our description box below. It's right under the video.
Yeah.
It says more. It's right under the title. Some of you are like, where is it? It's right under the title. Okay? We'll see you soon.
Peace.
Peace.